single phase parallel inverter. Now as shown in this figure, one commutating capacitor C is connected across the supply voltage, therefore it is called parallel inverter. Now the reverse voltage of this capacitor is applied to the SCR, which will turn off the SCR. So due to this, or this type of commutation is called as a voltage commutation. Now as shown in this figure, that SCR T1 and SCR T2 are the main SCR from which the load current is passing through it. Now VDC, it is nothing but it is the supply voltage. Now the load as shown in this figure, the load is connected across the secondary winding of the transformer. Now here you can see one inductor L is connected in series with the source because it is used to prevent the instant discharge of this capacitor through the source. Now here the primary half winding and secondary winding turn ratio is kept unity. So it is most important. Now so this is the construction. Now let me see how it will work. Now when, as shown in this figure, when SCR is turned on, the load current is start to flow through path plus VDC, then inductor L, then upper half part of the primary winding, that means C, A, then thyristor or SCR T1, then negative terminal of the battery. So this is the load current passing through the circuits when SCR T1 is on. Now the half winding of primary winding, gets this VDC voltage. That means this primary half winding AC winding gets a DC voltage VDC. Now this will generate the magnetic flux in the core. So as a result, an EMF induced in the secondary winding of AC and DC part. So now due to this, the capacitor is charged. Is done up to 2 VDC due to this EMF. Now the polarity, you can see the lower plate of the capacitor becomes positive and this negative upper plate becomes negative. Now due to this, the induced EMF in the secondary winding and its voltage is 2 volt. So this is the 2 VDC voltage available across the load. Now next, when the SCR T2 is turned on after some time. So when T2 is turned on, here, so whatever the minus voltage T2 is turned on, that means the T1, the reverse voltage, you can see this positive voltage is available across the cathode terminal of the SCR T1 and negative voltage available across the anode. That means it will reverse bias. So due to this reverse voltage appear across this thyristor T1, SCR T1, it will turn off. So that means this capacitor voltage provides commutation for this SCR T1. Now when the SCR T2 is turned on, the load current flows from plus VDC to L to the lower part of the primary winding of the transformer. That means portion C to B, then AC is passing through this SCR or thyristor T2, then negative terminal of the supply. So this is the direction of load current passing through the circuit when SCR T2 is turned on. Now this capacitor, this charge capacitor is discharged through this SCR-T2. It is discharged. Now after this capacitor will charge up to -2 VDC voltage. That means its lower plate becomes negative and upper plate becomes positive. Now similarly, next, when SCR-T1 is turned on, again T on, so this reverse voltage is appear across this thyristor T2 or SCR-T2. That means negative point available at the anode and positive terminal available at the cathode. So due to this capacitor reverse voltage, it will turn on the it will turn off the SCR-T2. SCR-T2. Now next and most important, when the load is inductive, it may be, we have seen that load may be resistive type, inductive type or capacitive type. So when the load is inductive type, the load current is out of phase with the load voltage. So at that instant, the current passing through the direction of the load current is opposite to the voltage. That means current flows in the reverse direction. Now that time, at particular interval, whatever the stored energy across this capacitor is feedback to the circuits by using diode D1 and D2. D1 and D2. So now let me see how it will work. Now when the capacitor SCR-T1 is turned on, the flow of current through path plus VDC to C to A to SCR-T1, then inductor, then negative terminal of the battery. That means minus VDC. Now due to this, flux is produced in the transformer primary winding in the portion AC and DC due to these currents, because the load current passing through this upper part of the primary winding, it will produce flux. Now due to this flux is linked with this secondary winding, so that means in secondary winding. So the two here in this portion also, because it gets VDC voltage A and C. Now due to this an EMF induced in the BC portion, it is also VDC. That means the total voltage across this primary winding is 2 VDC. So now the capacitor is charged with 2 VDC voltage, and the current is start to flow from the inductor is slowly, because we are using inductor, which will oppose the increment of the currents. Now next, when the SCR-T2 is turned on, then SCR, here you can see T2 is turned on. The reverse voltage, here you can see the reverse voltage appear across this across the capacitor, across this SCR-T1, which will turn off. Here you can see this reverse voltage is appear across this thyristor T1, because SCR-T2 is turned on. Due to this reverse voltage, our SCR-T1 turn off, and this capacitor is discharged through path. Here you can see the capacitor is discharged through path C to G to SCR-T2, then inductor, then diode D1, through diode D1, then small d primary winding, then A, then F, then capacitor C. So here you can see the discharge current, it is also passing through the primary winding of the transformer. So whatever energy stored in the capacitor, it is transferred to this upper part of the primary winding. Now when the SCR T2 is T2 is on, the current flow from plus VDC to C, then B, then SCR2, then inductor and minus VDC. Now due to this, capacitor C is charged at minus 2 VDC. That means it is in reverse. Direction. So now when again the thyristor T1 is turned on, then capacitor is discharged through this C, then F, then SCR T1, then SCR T1, then L, then D2, then E, then B and C. So here you can also see whatever this energy stored in this capacitor, it is transferred to the lower part of the primary winding. That means this energy is transferred to this transformer winding by using this diode D2. Now let me see the advantage. First, the simple force commutation circuit. Second, the sinusoidal waveform of output is possible by using the suitable or to design suitable filter circuit. What are the disadvantages? So first, this circuit is only useful when the load is fixed, and it is not useful for higher power for the fixed value of inductor and the capacitor, and it is designed for the particular fixed voltage.